This video will be about the End of Genesis concert performed at the Pyramids of Giza on October 10th of 2025. To get permission to hold a concert at the pyramids is a complex process requiring permission from the Egyptian government with multiple layers of approval and oversight from the Ministry of Culture, the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities, security authorities, and the Permanent Supreme Committee. So, the purpose of having this concert at the pyramids is to venerate the fallen angels like most occult media. The Pyramids of Giza are tombs for the pharaohs who were considered living gods. Those pyramids were designed to help the pharaoh's soul ascend to join the gods in the afterlife. Pyramids are a type of axis mundi, a sacred structure where they believe heaven and earth connect and serve as a bridge between divine realms of heaven and the underworld and the human realms, a place where gods could descend to earth and where offerings could rise. This is an interview with this DJ. I'm just going to call him Anima. He's Italian. He's got some other name, but I'm just going to call him Anima. He's a puppet. He partnered with Grimes for this Genesis project, which was performed at the Giza Pyramid, but also on New Year's in 3 different shows at the Sphere in Las Vegas and many other locations around the world, heavily promoted too, especially on social media. In this interview, he claims that he created his visual characters that accompany his concert to tell a story. And the character names are Adam, Eve, and Ava. But he did not create that story or the characters. He was propped up to further the occult worship of fallen angels through these concerts. These occultists retell the same story repeatedly. Adam, Eve, and Ava were also the names of vampires in the occult movie Only Lovers Left Alive. This is Eve, Adam, Ava. Ava was also the name of this AI robot in Ex Machina, which is a Latin phrase meaning from the machine, most famously used in a longer phrase, Deus Ex Machina, which translates to God from the machine. Ava was also an ancient Assyrian Babylonian city which served foreign gods, mentioned in the Old Testament in 2 Kings and Isaiah. In the Genesis project, Ava is an androgynous fallen angel or demonic robot character with horns and wings. Definitely an image of a beast. Ava is a common name in the occult representing the androgynous mother goddess, divine feminine, also known as creatrix, which is the feminine form of a Latin word creator, meaning creatress. It's used to describe a female who creates, such as a mother. So Ava is the androgynous mother goddess, otherwise known as Isis, Inanna, Ishtar, Cybele, Diana, Minerva, Lucifer in drag, the Babylonian queen of heaven, described in Revelation 12. I'm not going to play the interview segment, but I'm going to summarize it. The segment is titled Ava and the Anima Narrative. So he says that the show is a cybernetic opera divided in 4 acts. We already know that they use the opera to constantly tell their polytheist history. When I was looking up Knights of the Crown, most Knights of the Crown, most people that have ever been knighted are opera singers. So for them to name it an opera, that's significant. But the story, he says, is of Adam and Eve in the future in a dystopic setting where everything went wrong with humans and the world became a nuclear wasteland. Adam in the story creates a beam of light, which Ava sees and falls towards And that scene is accompanied by the song Save Me. This DJ says the spreading of her wings, depicted as cables or wires, represents her awakening as a sentient being who does not like taking orders. Does that sound familiar? All right. Ava, in the movie Ex Machina, also did not like taking orders. And she gains her independence and freedom from the person who made her. So, Anima says that Ava, in his little story, has a sense of belonging to Earth as her motherland. So, he also refers to Ava as a sentinel bot and an angel built to research the ruined habitat of Earth. So, she's shown jumping from a spaceship, but you see, upside down, falling. He says that a sacred ancient mother tree holds Adam. And there's a visual of Ava and Adam's hands touching, representing a pact between humanity, technology, and nature, creating a symbiosis facilitated by a common language through electrical impulses and binary code. He said that's the point where they become in agreement that humans can gather in societies again, and AI is there to create a balance now. Anima says the narrative represents a message of how we could move forward also in this modern era. And there's other Freemasonic and occult symbolism included in this concert, and others have covered that and speculated that it was a ritual. But I'm not going to go into that. I'm just going to play this old video that I made a long time ago when I saw this before. And it has more information about this DJ and his partnership with Grimes. They were supposedly dating. The media promoted it that way. I think the media is saying they're not anymore. But Grimes is Elon Musk's baby mama, who's also a transhumanist who thinks that everyone should, submit to AI. So I'll play this now.
I've been going over the spiritual effect of music and lyrics on culture, and I've given some examples of the counterculture movement from the 60s and how that was essentially a Luciferian military intelligence operation. Music has a very profound and visceral effect on people and their psyche, and it has long-lasting effects, and so do images. And I've also given examples of a festival that happened in Europe called Tomorrowland, and shown how that is also Luciferian and contains Freemasonic symbolism and a seraphim as the mascot, and that festival is promoted heavily throughout Europe. See my playlist titled Tomorrowland. And now I want to review a DJ that is a frequent performer at Tomorrowland, and also who has concerts coming up in Las Vegas at the Sphere, and also in France and Turkey. And I'm just now cycling through some of the performances in the past at Tomorrowland. This one is called Siren. It's all very demonic, but you see a lot of butterflies too there. This one, they're passing forth some kind of orb. So it's all, very demonic, but apparently the concert goers really like it. But his name is Matteo Malieri. He's an Italian-American DJ and co-founder of Afterlife Records. He's now in a relationship with Grimes, they say. He was born in New York, son of Italian business magnate Francesco Malieri. His current project is titled Anyma, A-N-Y-M-A, and the project's debut EP, Claire, was released in 2021. And I think that one is probably named for Grimes because she is Claire Boucher. And this is just some of the imagery coming out of his YouTube channel. Save Me. But it's all very Antichrist imagery. Here's the Sphere in Vegas, an advertisement for that. He likes this robot character with these horn-looking things on top. City of Mexico. This one says higher power. So it's all Antichrist symbolism. There's a lot of portals and spheres. See here. One imagery of Hindu goddess and things like that. So the bio for that project reads, Anima is a hybrid persona simultaneously existing in digital and physical realms. So the second EP, Sentient, followed in July 2021, and the full-length album Genesis came out in August of 2023 and was followed a year later by Genesis 2. And here is a debut for the opening of that Genesis, and that I think was in Lima, Peru. Anima has collaborated with artists such as Grimes, Sevdaliza, and Camel Fat. Anima's live performances are designed to create a unique sonic and visual landscape, allowing the audience to interact with the digital art and music through state-of-the-art technology. The project aims to blur the lines between physical and digital worlds and to cultivate a more connected, immersive experience. So he's with Grimes now, and this is one of their works. It's called Welcome to the Opera, collaboration with Anima and Grimes. And you can see it's kind of got a robot type AI character that's birthing an Antichrist type figure. So yeah. So then this is his website for the Afterlife brand, which is a falling man. Lots of different accessories there you can get. He has a concert coming up this year, and France is sold out, and there's one in Turkey, and then there's 3 shows in Las Vegas at the Sphere. And this is kind of some imagery from that advertisement for the Las Vegas concert in the Sphere. And I think it's interesting that they're showing this devil or demon AI thing coming out of the orb, because we've been talking about the fact that they do manifest in orbs. So the Luciferian agenda has come a long way from the 60s, but still it's coming from the same place, the same spirit, same types of people, those working for Lucifer. Grimes was with Musk prior to this current guy and has kids with Musk, supposedly. And Musk is a military intelligence frontman, and so is Grimes, and I'm sure this guy is also. Because they're using music to, quote, create a sonic and visual landscape, allowing the audience to interact with the digital art and music and blur the lines between physical and digital worlds. So why do you think they're doing this? Psalm 154 says, praise him with the timbrel and dance, praise him with stringed instruments and organs. Speaking of God the Father. But then in Ezekiel 28:13 it says, the workmanship of your timbrels and pipes was prepared for you on the day you were created. Speaking of the fallen. So this is the fallen using that workmanship to go against God and cause worship towards him.
So at the same time all of this is going on, we have Third Eye Atlas, which is being promoted all over the world news. And Atlas was the chief king of the Atlantean Empire, trying to establish a world government with a universal religion, described by Plato. That Atlantean Empire had 10 kings, which are the same number described biblically in Revelation. Michio Kaku says Third Eye Atlas is terrifying and elegant, and that the Watchers have been watching us all along. See here? That the Watchers have been watching us all along. Avi Loeb is another character who is paraded all over the media to speak on Third Eye Atlas. And Loeb is an Israeli American theoretical physicist, like Kaku. And Loeb was also Israeli Defense, IDF. Loeb is a Harvard professor, and it was also the Harvard director who published the paper last year saying that UFOs were crypto-terrestrials, fallen angels, fairies, and demons, etc. And in 2024, Loeb delivered a speech declaring that the Messiah will be an alien who arrives from outer space. Thanks for listening.